Yo, yo, what's up? It's the one and only HipHopGamer, Hot 97 every day, that's my word. #1 radio station, hip hop and R&B, and now gaming. This is what it is. First off, I have a special, amazing guest that's gonna tell y'all some real shit. This is crazy right now, you know what I'm saying? He goes by the name DJ White Shadow. Over 100 million people saw this man during the Super Bowl commercial break. Pac-Man gangster shit. It was amazing. And now I have an opportunity to talk to this man. So without further ado, yo, introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, what you do. Let's get it popping, man. What's up?
My name's White Shadow, DJ White Shadow. I'm on LA right now, just building up some raids, waiting after the Grammys and stuff. And, we talk about the Pac-Man, right?
Yo, that's amazing, man. So, the first question that I got for you is, you know, what's your background? You know what I'm saying? Like, overall, just, you know, where you come from, what led you into DJing, like, what makes DJ, you know, how did you get the name DJ White Shadow? You know, walk me through you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so, you know, I grew up on a farm in Ohio, and we moved to Detroit. My dad worked for General Motors, so we moved to Detroit when I was a pretty young kid, and it was the first time I ever heard DJs like playing live on a radio station before. So I don't know, at a really young age, I wanted to be a DJ like the DJs on the radio. And so I didn't really have anybody to show me how to do it, so I kind of had to figure it out on my own. But long story short, I ended up hanging out at the record stores, going out to the radio station, you know, trying to get on. And yeah, I mean, I started in clubs when I was 17, and the White Shadow name came up because it was a TV show in the 70s, and the guy who was the promoter was like a big basketball fan. It's a basketball show.
Oh, wow.
So it was about this dude who, this dude like blew out his knee and ended up coaching like inner city basketball, and quite often I was like the only white guy in eye shot, so everybody saw me White Shadow.
Wow. Yo, that's genius, man.
Since I was a kid, everybody's called me White Shadow. That's amazing, man. That's genius. Alright, cool. Pretty much it. I mean, I've been producing since I was a kid. I grew up like when techno and just kind of coming up in Detroit. There's a lot of cool hip hop stuff. There's also a lot of cool techno stuff. So there's a diverse musical climate in Detroit happening at all times. It's a great city for a number of reasons, and music is just one of them. But I feel really blessed to have grown up there and been a part of a lot of cool different stuff. So I guess like at a young age, you know, I ended up producing. Here we are.
Yo, that's amazing, man. Congratulations, man. Seriously. So what I want to ask you, so the next thing is, what influenced you about the Pac-Man game? You know, that you decided to do a mix to it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's actually the very first game I ever remember playing. And as for me, my grandmother taught me how to play video games when I was 4 years old. So the first game I ever remember playing was Pac-Man on Atari 2600. So seeing this and even having this conversation with you, it has sentimental value because Pac-Man has sentimental value in my life. And my name is Hip Hop, so you DJ. It's just an incredible conversation. You know what I'm saying? So what influenced that?
Okay, so basically, people hit me with weird stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's like interesting, and sometimes it's completely not interesting. And for whatever reason, this came to me in the universe. One of my buddies, there's a lot of advertising agencies in Chicago, and so a friend of a friend was like, yo, we're trying to do this commercial, and we got all these different ideas, and one of the ideas was Pac-Man. There's a couple other ideas too, but I don't even remember what they were, because this is like back in November. So he said, we're looking for like an updated version of Pac-Man. And like you, I was like big into all those games when I was a kid, Asteroids and you know, Pong and all that. When I was on the 2600, I remember my old mate said he was trying to get pulled away from that on a Saturday morning. The only time we could ever play video games was on Saturday. I'd sit there and bust Pac-Man for hours and hours. And so he said they were doing the second thing. I was like, yo, let me take a crack at that. Like, I'll send you something at the end of the day. And so I went in the studio and I had remade some of the sounds with my engineer, and we just went over like a real quick, sketch of the song, and I sent it to him, and I'm like, yo, this is what I'm thinking. And he was like, this is fire. Like, I'm going to send this to the people at Budweiser. And so that day he sent it, and the next day they were like, oh, well, this is it. We're going to do the Pac-Man commercial now. So, and you got a job. So I redid it a couple times and like tuned it up, made it a little bit more cohesive of an idea. And then they were like, hey, you want to be in the commercial? And I was like, I've never been in a commercial before, so. So then that Namco, which is crazy, so all the guys from Japan and everything came over to Los Angeles. And so they were like, this is crazy, and they were super stoked about it. So I guess it's like one of those things, like if you really love something and you really like, no idea is too crazy, so it was just a bunch of stuff that I loved, all combining forces, and it was fun, super duper fun to do, and I got to meet some really cool people. I got to meet the guys who made Pac-Man, so.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Like, and that's the thing, like, me doing what I do, I get a chance to meet all these game developers, and I've played their games since I was a kid. Now being able to meet them and interview them and hang out with them, it's surreal to me. It never gets old to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. What I want to ask now is the Super Bowl commercial, man. Over 100 million viewers, dog. This is crazy. Like, what was the feeling like for you? Like, when you first got the news that this was going down, that's one thing. But what was the before and after feeling? And what do you see? And what's going on in the future for DJ White Shadow since this Super Bowl commercial has aired? There was a report saying that during the Super Bowl, when it came to the commercials, the biggest talked about commercials was gaming related. So it was your commercial, Game of War, and something else. But the Pac-Man commercial to me was the best, man. That shit was crazy. So congratulations on that. But what's the before and after feeling that you have now that this has come to pass, and what do you look to do in the future?
Well, I've had a pretty good success rate with producing artists. I worked on the last two Lady GaGa records, and I just did a Pitbull remix for a new album, some other stuff that we had cooking up. I have some records coming out with like Matt Coma and some other independent releases that we have going on. I signed a couple artists, so everything is always moving. But what's exciting about the commercial stuff is that I've always been into scoring things, like making, I helped GaGa with a couple of her concerts, like putting stuff in the background, doing some of the score, some of the videos. Yeah. And this thing came up, and since this has come up, two other people have asked me to score commercials for the year. And so we're still talking about, I don't know what is going to happen yet, but like the idea that people took to it so much and like the song and like the commercial, and I got to be a part of it, hopefully will lead to other stuff. Because I really like scoring, you know what I mean? It's kind of a hard thing to break into. It's like, it took me 10 years to figure out how to produce for an artist, and now it's taking me a little while to figure out how to score for, film and TV, and hopefully, that kind of thing perpetuates itself. I would love to sit in front of a game and write the music for it, or a commercial and write the music for it.
Well,
hopefully more of that comes up. So.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, man. Seriously, like, I'm not sure if you ever heard of me before, but now that you do know of me, because we doing this interview, there's a gentleman I know. Tons of people that does the scores for these video games. Like, I'm a journalist. This is what my profession is. So the thing is, one of my good friends, Austin Wintory, this dude was nominated for a Grammy for the video game Journey back in 2012. I think it was the first game ever to be nominated for a Grammy, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow.
And he scored this title. He also scored there was a couple other games that he did I don't know off the top of my head, but the dude is one of the most humble guys in the world. When I turn the camera off camera, I'll make sure to give you his information, connect with him, tell him HipHopGamer sent you. And you know, if that's truly a dream of yours and what your track record says already, you know, God put people in place for a reason, and you know what I'm saying, and we're talking right now for a reason. And I'm telling you, if I could do anything to help further anything that you want to do, because that's what God wants us to do. God want people to help people. It's not about how many cars you got and all about you. You know what I'm saying? It's about who you helping as well. And I would love to be able to help you. I can't guarantee anything, obviously, but that's the least I could do.
No, that's very kind of you, man. And like, I totally agree with you. Like, the funny thing about the world is that people are surprisingly kind to each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I find that, like, every time I encounter people, like, in the music industry, like, there's a lot of bad stories, like, where people are like, oh, I got trouble with this, or this happened, and blah, blah, I can't make it to here. But every single thing that I've ever done in my life has been, like, at the request of, like, you know, being kind to other people and them being kind to me. So I thank you very much for your kind words, and I hopefully something like that will work out, man. I mean, but no expectations, but that's very nice of you to say.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's why I love doing interviews, because I don't really feel like it's an interview. I feel like I'm just talking to my homie. People know about who I'm talking with. Like, you know, that's kind of how I like to have my interviews, man. I like to be real cool and chill, like you're hanging out with one of the fellas. You know what I'm saying? That's the best interviews to me.
Here's a question: Are you from New York originally?
Yeah, I'm from New York, dog. I'm from Brooklyn, man, the home of hip hop, son. Hot 97. This is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I read up on your stuff a little bit before. I gave you a call or whatever. It's just, it's like, for you to make you got a career, you know, something that you love. Like, who would have ever thought when you were a kid playing the games and listening to hip hop that there would one day be a lane for a hip hop gamer? Like, that's a pretty cool little thing you've created for yourself over there. I like it a lot.
Yo, thank you very much, man. And a lot of people come at me all the time. They be like, yo, do you realize what you did? Like, you took both industries and put them together through your voice. It's never been done. Oh my God. Like, and in my mind, I'm like, this is just what I did growing up. Like, you know, that's all I really did was, you know, write music and play games. Like, that was like my main thing. So, yo, it's just, I love it, man.
I think it's one of those things where, like, you know, when I got into DJing, like, really, because like professionally DJing, because when I was a kid, like, it wasn't cool to be. I mean, it was cool to be a DJ, but you weren't really, like, it wasn't cool like it is now, like, where every kid's going to Guitar Center trying to buy fucking record players or whatever. But
right,
because you were like a nerd, like, you love fucking music, and you, like, bought all this music instead of buying, you know, the best clothes. Like, you went to the record store and bought records, and then, like, when you went to the party, you get a chance to talk to a lot of females because you were that back there doing the job, you know? And so it's like, this is like part of the rise of the nerd.
Yep. And you know what's so funny?
Fucking nerd.
And you know what's so funny?
Now it's like, now you're on the radio talking to game developers and producers. Your Bethesda can hear you across the world.
Yo, it's
you this fucking nerd that you want to make this you know, video game hip hop thing, and like, bam, and it pops off. It's the same thing with everybody, so it's always nice to talk to.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane to me, man. And the funny thing about it is that it's so cool to be a nerd now. Like a lot of the people that was growing up saying it was whack or whatever, they trying to get into Comic-Con. They trying to do all of this E3 shit that I do. It is so funny to see it, and I think everybody has that in them. They were just afraid to show it because they thought the girls might not like it, not realizing that 48% of women play games and are nerds. Like, it's just a whole other thing, but that's a whole other conversation. Word up. So my next thing for you is, who's your favorite, or if you have one, but your favorite DJ and hip hop songs growing up?